Hello and welcome back to the Hampden channel. It isn't really, but I review so much of the stuff that we're kind of getting there. Hampden Estate in Trelawney, Jamaica. Regarded by me, and not just me, as maybe the best pound-for-pound distillery in the world right now. And we got 2 new releases from them to try out. We've got 1753, and we've got Maverick. Now, Maverick is the kind folks who sent me a sample of Maverick have in the past requested that I not tell you who they are, or even show you the little sampling bottle, which I need to pour. I'm going to pour that right now. Off camera, so you can't see it. It's secret. For legal reasons. They don't know. They don't want you to know. They don't want to get in trouble. But however, they did send me a bunch of stickers, and they seem to have no issues with me showing off their stickers. So, for example, here is a Hampden Estate one. Here's another Hampden Estate one. Oh, here's a PM Spirits one. LM and V one. Interesting. And you may draw your own conclusions. So we're in lieu of the actual bottle, I'm just going to have a stack of stickers sitting here. And you can imagine there's a sample bottle sitting here. Anyway, so what do I want to say about these first? Well, let's get some glasses set up, I suppose. I guess we should talk about the names. 1753 is the new kind of broad release in the Hampden range. And there's kind of been 2 controversies with it so far. So, the first controversy is the name. Arminder over at Rum Revival has kind of been a little, weirded out by the name because, of course, 1753 is the name of this when Hampden is the year that Hampden Distillery was founded. But that was back during the colonial slavery plantation period, and that's a little bit of a bad look. I'm a little torn on this. I mean, if they want to, dunk on Scotland and American, other distilleries in the world who want to point tradition, pump their fist about tradition, they can, point to this founding date and, show, yeah, you guys have been around for way less time than we have. On the other hand, I don't think that's the coolest thing about Hampden. I find it much more cool that it's actually owned by a Jamaican family. It's, they're a really rich Jamaican family that have a thing for, large birds in their parking lot for some reason. But nevertheless, Jamaican owned, independent, and they employ a lot of Jamaicans, and that's super duper cool. And in that regard, I think a better name choice was the Maverick, which is the other option here. It's a limited release, about 1,500 bottles worldwide. A lot of that is just sold at the distillery. And this was special bottling for the birth of the son of Crystal Harris, who is the director of sales and marketing, as I recall, and her husband, Matthew. I was all ready to make jokes, lots of Top Gun jokes about buzzing the fermentation building and all that, but no. They just named their son Maverick. And that's super duper adorable, and just, I want to see more of that from Hampden and other distilleries. Pick out people in the community to celebrate with bottlings. That's great and a lot better than just, flexing how old you are. Anyways, let's get this started. The other controversy with 1753, and we'll get to, and Maverick is in this too, is the price point. So this is HLCF, which is just beginning your journey into the continental range of Hampden's esters. So really, really high esters by normal standards, not high by Hampden standards. They actually put the number on the bottle here. 476.9 grams per hectoliter of pure alcohol of esters in this thing. That's pretty high by normal standards, not by Hampden standards. It's 3 years old, bottled at 46%. Now, you do have the HLCF Classic, which is basically like a slightly older and way stronger version of this same mark. So And that's around 80, 90 bucks these days. So you might be looking at this thing, okay. So this makes sense as a part of the range. It's a kind of alternative to the 8-year-old. If the 8-year-old is just kind of too woody and not estery enough for you, you can go to this. So you might think, well, it's going to be priced like that. It's going to be 60 bucks or so. No, this is $80. It's an $80 bottle of rum. And at this point, you might start worrying about price issues. Let me add further fuel to that worry by pointing out that the Maverick, which is a kind of great house style blend of different marks at different ages, that is not a great house pricing territory, 120, 130 bucks. That is more like 230, 240 bucks, which is a lot. I know it's a limited release to celebrate a baby, and that's great, but that's a lot of money. All right, so those are the issues to know before we start diving into these things. But tropical maturation, no additives, no color added. I don't think these are chill filtered either. Whatever. Let's try them. Starting out with the... Did I get water for it? Yeah. I forgot to get water for myself. Be right back. I will pause this, and I will reappear with water. Okay. All right. I have got water. If it seems like I'm doing this in haste, it's because I am. This is summer camp season. Summer camp days are a lot shorter than school days, so yeah, I'm trying to get a move on here. All right, Hampden Estate 1753 pure single Jamaican rum. Basically take HLCF Classic, knock off a year of aging, knock off a lot of strength, and that's what we got here. Let's see what we got. Hampden. I mean, unmistakable. I mean, could it be Long Pond if I got this in a blind? Maybe, but it just smells like... It smells like Hampden. Yeah, okay. So what are we getting? We are getting cherry cola. We are getting a lot of, actually, soda notes. We're getting a little bit of orange soda in there, too. Vanilla. Hints of like a Airfix glue, actually, but not like nice. It's a little gluey. A little bit of like expensive hair conditioner, hair products. Lots of florals. Whetstones. Certainly some orange peel. Pineapple. Oh, yeah. Black pepper. Cinnamon sticks. Pineapple, yeah, but it's more in the context of like, pineapple upside down cake. But a good one. Like when, growing up in the South, I didn't get a lot of good pineapple upside down cake. So it took me a while to realize, this can actually be a really good dessert option when it's well made. Touch of cream soda in there too. Blueberries. Yeah, you can kind of tell we're starting to kiss high ester territory. We're starting to get some of the florals and the berries going on. But we're not that far in. We're still firmly in, like, it smells like a rum still. A little bit of black licorice, salted black licorice. 1 green olive. Well, no, like 2 green olives. And just a little kick of like wood shop dust. It's like wood shavings, metal shavings, just dust. It's a nice nose. I mean, this wasn't gonna suck. It's never gonna suck. Like Hampden it's hard to kill a Hampden. They just don't make bad spirits. Even if you bury it in PX or something, it's still good. The question is just, is this worth almost the same amount of money as the HLCF Classic? Let us see. So you might be looking at this and thinking to yourself, there's no way a 3-year-old rum at 46% can be worth $80. The annoying thing is that it is. The question I'm having is just about the context of it within the Hampden range. So if you're watching this video and in the back of your mind and you're thinking, oh, Hampden has jumped the shark as far as pricing goes. No, in an absolute sense, like this is... the level of quality on this is absolutely worth the price they're asking of it. It's just, is there other stuff in the range you should buy instead? Sorry, I will get to notes. Very similar to the nose. Lots of different sodas. Cherry cola. Cream soda. A little bit of root beer, not too much. Orange soda. Orange peel, pineapple, that kind of like wood shop dust thing again, a little vanilla. Licorice flavored pound cake. I'm gonna use some more of those. But also kind of perfumey. Floral, but we're getting into like light, light perfume territory, but nice. Olives, black olives as well as green olives this time. Cinnamon again, clove, touch of allspice. That blueberry thing again. Slightly nutty. I mentioned the kind of wood shop dust thing. It's very prominent in the palate. Black pepper. Strong black tea. Kind of aggressive black tea. And I mean, in terms of the mouth presence, it's a Hampden. Terrific mouth feel. It's got length on it despite being 3 years old. Finish, the tannins might be a hair bit aggressive, but they're bounced off by the florals, by all the other stuff. This is a very, very good rum. It just is. You can leave complaints about the pricing down below. That's fair. I'm still gonna score this pretty high, and unless it collapses in its face, then we should see what it does with water, right? Let's give that a squirt, and we shall move on to the Maverick. Again, it's not named after Top Gun. It's named after an adorable small child. So no Top Gun jokes. Sorry. What is this? This is 50% HGML from 2018. That's very high ester. 40% LFCH from 2020. That's the higher end of the no dunder, no cane vinegar, the newer marks. So relatively low ester. And then 10% Sea Diamond H from 2021, also very high ester. So this should have some kick on it. 59% alcohol. And it's singeing my nose hairs. Wow. Imagine taking a big old lump of salt water caramel and then just taking one of those old timey perfume bottles and just going to town on it. That's what this smells like. Like saltwater caramel. It's just had the hell sprayed out of it by a perfume bottle. Very floral. But also very candied. I'm certainly getting some minerality on this. Lots of rocks. Rocks turning into flowers, then back into rocks. Vanilla, cream soda. Orange peel. A little lemon peel, too. Interesting. Lots of black pepper. Like, this is really attacking my nose hairs. Even some cumin in there. Cardamom. Almost more like the pods than the ground cardamom. Ginger. Mixed berries, blueberries. Vague red berries. Maybe red currants. Cherry. Blackberries. I mean, it's a good nose. Like Hampden doesn't do bad noses. They just don't. More cream soda, more caramel. And even just a tiny, tiny little touch of like pickle juice. Oh, and some fennel in there. It is a rum after all. Okay. Nice. On the palate. It's a relatively high ester, high strength Hampden. It's not going to suck. This is very good. Again, very similar notes to the nose. Salted caramel, lots of flowers, lots of perfume, rocks, vanilla, ginger, sawdust, black pepper, a little bit of a Szechuan spice, a little Tobanjan in there maybe, olives, fennel, it's extremely nice. I have to say, though, in terms of the mouth presence, I don't know if this is my favorite of the kind of Hampden blends we got recently from the Great Houses and the PM Spirits Prestige Le Droit collab thing. The set of flavors are really fun, but the mouth presence, especially the length, is kind of letting me down a little bit. Most of what's happening, and there's a lot happening, is all up front. I'm getting a little peppery tingle back here, but that's kind of most of what's going on. A lot of what's happening is up here. There's good mouthfeel. It hangs on like crazy because it's relatively high ester Hampden, but I just want a little bit more from the category that this is in, especially the price point. Let's give it some water. 2, 3, 4. I might stop at 4. I'll risk like 4.5. Let's set that down. Come back to it. Moving on. Back to the 3-year-old, the 1753. That's fun. It's gotten a little bit minty, actually. It's got a little bit of a muddled mint kind of thing happening, along with the sea salt and licorice. That's really fun, actually. Yes, we've really kind of zoomed in on licorice, minty stuff. I mean, there's still the fruit, the vanilla, but it's become kind of more herb cabinet on me, which I'm fine with. A couple more rocks thrown in there on the palate. It's hard to argue with this. I mean, it's just a good rum. Less change on the palate than there was on the nose. The nose really focused on kind of an herbaceous aspect. The palate is really, it's firmed up the mouth presence quite a bit, actually. I'm still tasting this. Still going. This with water actually has a little bit better mouth presence than the Maverick without water, which is interesting. I was not expecting that. Oh, geez, where are we with this? It's a very good Hampden. I'm going to give this. It's better than the 8-year-old. I think it might be a hair bit better than the old LROK, the younger. It's not as good as HLCF Classic. Not even close. I'm stuck between like an 87 plus and an 88. I'll be conservative. I'll call this an 87 plus. 87 plus for the Hampden 1753. And yeah, it's a good rum. And my only issue with it is it feels in some ways like the Kentucky Spirit of the Hampden range. In that, in Wild Turkey, Kentucky Spirit is really, really good. It's a fabulous bourbon. But the question you always got to ask yourself when you buy is, why am I not buying, a single barrel Russell's Reserve or like Rare Breed? There's just other things at the stable that make a more compelling case for themselves, if you know what I mean. That's just still good. And annoyingly, in the broader global spirits context, I think $80 for this is kind of reasonable. But still, buy up HLCF Classic. Go buy it. Go buy it up. Buy that instead. Yeah, okay. Let's do the Maverick. Now with a little bit of water. Yeah, this is fun. I'm starting to make sense of this now. It's because it's an interesting combination of this really high-toned, bright, high ester Hampden marks with LFCH, which is kind of punching above weight here. It's really, but it's bringing a lot of like sawdusty, gingery character. to this. A little bit more hair product coming out in a good way. More like vanilla, like spiced vanilla latte or something like that. Very floral. Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's Hampden is not going to fail to be nice. On the palate. And the mouth presence steps up. I thought it would. And it does. Yeah, oh, this is good. You're starting to get some, like, different IHOP syrups in this. Some, like, blueberry IHOP syrup. Maybe even some strawberry raspberry IHOP syrup in there. But it's still very floral, minerality. We got the intense woodiness coming from the LFCH. That ginger sawdust thing. In some ways, it reminds me of, what was the Great House? That, I think it was the 2023. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the 2023 Great House in terms of, this is a, especially after you add water, it's a, it's kind of an easygoing Hampden in lots of ways. This is delicious. It's, if I want to think about it and pick apart the notes, I can. But it's also just a nice to drink. Yeah, the mouth presence is a lot better than before. And that is my entire glass of Hampden Estate Maverick. What would I score this? I can't find a 90 here. I just can't. But I will off camera because I have to keep the sample bottle over here. I think with water this steps up to an 89. It's very, very, very good. Now again, you do have that issue. Is a really good, even really delicious crushable Hampden that's an 89 pointer, is that worth $230? No, I would buy the HLCF Classic instead. I would buy the Great Houses instead. And yeah, that's been more of an issue. Like I know what's happening here. Like Hampden got on the market a couple of years ago. They needed to build a brand. They needed to push stuff out close to cost, if not, at a loss to kind of get people excited about it. And now, it's, they're charging a little bit more money to try to, make a profit on this stuff. I understand that. Don't call it like enshittification or anything, because enshittification implies the product is worse. I don't think these are worse. These are absolutely in line with the quality of Hampden as I've come to expect it. This is Hampden. It's still Hampden. It's just a little bit more expensive these days, and that's a bummer. It's annoying. I wouldn't buy the Maverick, honestly. It's after that LROK 10-year-old from a couple of years ago. This is the second official bottling of Hampden, and I think it's just a little bit too overpriced for what it is. But that being said, it's a limited bottling, cute baby, whatever. If they want to charge $230 for it, that's fine. So, yeah, that's the video. 1753. It's a very good Hampden. I would buy the HLCF Classic instead, 10 times out of 10. The Maverick, delicious, I would say, for complete maniacs only, if I'm totally honest, or, collectors. And yeah, 80, what did I give this? 87 plus and 89, which is really like an 88 plus one. But you know what I mean. Thanks for watching and cheers. See you next week.